3 life lessons from the Great Depression. Still so true. No food, no hope. But he found this. Imagine living through one of the toughest times in history. No food, no money, and no hope. It sounds like something out of a nightmare, but my grandpa lived it. The Great Depression was a time when millions lost everything. But my grandpa discovered one powerful truth that not only helped him survive, but shaped the rest of his life. When I was younger, I often asked him how he made it through those dark days. His answer always stuck with me. I learned that resilience and resourcefulness are the keys to survival. Even when the world around him was falling apart, he found ways to adapt, to help others, and most importantly, to never lose hope. Today, I want to share with you the invaluable lessons my grandpa learned during the Great Depression and how these lessons still apply to our lives today. They can help us all face challenges with strength and wisdom, no matter what we're up against. Welcome to Elderly Wisdom Secrets, where we unlock timeless wisdom from those who've lived through it all. Today, we're diving into the life lessons my grandpa learned from the Great Depression. Lessons that can inspire us to overcome our own struggles and build resilience in the face of adversity. Grandpa's greatest lesson from the Great Depression wasn't just about surviving, it was about resilience and resourcefulness. When everything around him seemed uncertain, he learned that the most powerful thing you could have wasn't money or possessions, but the ability to adapt, find solutions, and keep going no matter how tough things got. When times are tough, Grandpa used to say, you can either sit and wait for help, or you can find your own way. I chose to find my own way. This attitude wasn't just a temporary coping mechanism, it became his way of life. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back from hard times, it's about growing stronger through adversity. During the Depression, when people were losing their jobs, homes, and businesses, Grandpa found ways to stay afloat. Whether it was by bartering, finding new sources of income, or even growing his own food, he never relied solely on what was given to him. He always said, you can't control everything that happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. The core value of resilience that Grandpa taught me is something that not only helped him survive the Depression, but it helped him thrive in life after that. Studies on resilience show that people who are able to adapt and maintain a positive outlook during difficult times tend to live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. Grandpa embodied this perfectly. By focusing on what he could control, he was able to navigate the toughest of times and come out even stronger on the other side. Try it now. Take a moment today to think about a challenge you're facing. Instead of feeling defeated by it, ask yourself, how can I adapt? What can I control in this situation? Resilience starts with perspective. Once you shift your mindset, you'll be surprised at how many options you have to turn a tough situation around. Now that we've touched on the core value of resilience and resourcefulness, let's dive into the practical lessons my grandpa learned from surviving the Great Depression. These lessons are not just historical anecdotes, they're actionable strategies we can all use in our own lives when facing tough times. Lesson number 1. Make the most of what you have. During the Great Depression, Grandpa didn't have much, but he made the most of every single thing he had. One of the first things he learned was how to stretch limited resources and make them work for him. Whether it was food, materials, or tools, he would always find a way to repurpose or reuse what others might have thrown away. Waste not, want not, he'd say. And it wasn't just a motto, it was a way of life. I remember him telling me how, during the worst of times, he and his friends would make do with what they had. He didn't have money for fancy meals, but he learned to create hearty dishes from simple, inexpensive ingredients. Leftover bread? That became breadcrumbs. Old vegetables? They were used in stews or soups. Grandpa found a way to turn scarcity into opportunity, and in doing so, he never felt like he lacked anything. Try it now. Look around your home and find something you might normally throw away. Can you repurpose it into something useful? Whether it's leftover food, materials for a project, or something in your closet, take a moment today to think creatively about how to make the most of what you have. Lesson number 2. Never give up on hope. The second lesson Grandpa learned during the Depression was about the power of hope. He told me that there were days when it felt like everything was falling apart. No work, no money, and no guarantee that things would get better. But through all of that, he never lost hope. In fact, it was his belief that things would improve, even if he couldn't see how, that kept him going. During those dark days, Grandpa found small ways to remind himself that hope was not just a feeling, it was a tool. He believed that hope fueled action, and without it, there would be no motivation to keep fighting for a better future. He would say, "Hope is like a light at the end of a tunnel. Even if you don't know how long that tunnel is, you keep moving forward." Try it now. Think about something in your life that feels uncertain or difficult. Can you find a small glimmer of hope in that situation? It might not change things immediately, but holding on to hope can give you the strength to keep going. Lesson number 3. Help others, even when you have little. Another invaluable lesson Grandpa learned was that helping others was essential to surviving tough times. Even when he had almost nothing, Grandpa never turned away someone in need. During the Depression, he would share what little food he had with his neighbors, and he often helped out with whatever skills he could offer. He told me that kindness has a way of coming back, and by helping others, you not only make their lives better, but you also strengthen your own sense of purpose. Grandpa taught me that no matter how dire the situation, there's always something you can give, whether it's a kind word, your time, or what little resources you have. When you help someone else, you help yourself, he'd say. By focusing on others, he not only made a difference in their lives, but he also lifted his own spirits and maintained a sense of connection, even in the darkest days. Try it now. Today, think about someone who could use your help, whether it's a neighbor, a friend, or a stranger. It could be as simple as offering to help with groceries or lending an ear to someone who needs to talk. Giving to others, no matter how small, can make a huge impact. These 3 lessons, making the most of what you have, never losing hope, and helping others, were some of the core lessons Grandpa learned during the Great Depression. These simple yet profound principles helped him navigate the toughest of times, and they continue to guide him through life. Try it now. Reflect on these 3 lessons and consider how you can incorporate them into your own life. Whether it's finding resourceful ways to use what you have, holding on to hope during difficult moments, or extending a helping hand to someone else, these principles are timeless and can be applied in any situation. In addition to the 3 core lessons Grandpa learned during the Great Depression, there are a few other tips that he always swore by, simple actions that, when applied, can make a world of difference during tough times. One of the most powerful things he taught me was the importance of staying adaptable. During the Depression, things changed fast. Jobs disappeared, money was tight, and people had to learn how to pivot and make do with what they had. Grandpa never saw change as a setback. He saw it as an opportunity to grow. He often said, "The only way to survive is to adapt. If you resist change, you'll get stuck." This mindset of adaptability is something that can be applied to any difficult situation, not just in times of financial struggle. Whether it's a career change, a personal crisis, or an unexpected life event, being willing to adjust and find new solutions is essential to overcoming hardship. Grandpa's ability to embrace change kept him flexible and open-minded, helping him thrive even when circumstances were beyond his control. Another piece of wisdom Grandpa passed down is the importance of keeping a long-term perspective. During the Depression, when everything seemed bleak, it was easy to get discouraged. But Grandpa always reminded me that the hard times won't last forever. By keeping an eye on the bigger picture and trusting that things would eventually get better, he was able to stay grounded and focused on what mattered most. "This too shall pass," he would say, and it's a phrase that stuck with me throughout my life. It helped him navigate not just the Depression, but every challenge he faced in the years that followed. Try it now. Take a moment to think about a current challenge you're facing. Can you find a way to adapt, or is there a new solution you haven't explored yet? Keep in mind that staying adaptable and maintaining a long-term perspective are powerful tools to help you keep moving forward, no matter what life throws your way. These tips, adaptability, long-term perspective, and embracing change, helped Grandpa not only survive the Great Depression, but also thrive in the years that followed. They serve as reminders that, even in the darkest times, we have the ability to adjust, stay focused, and move toward brighter days. By applying these lessons today, we can all face life's challenges with strength and resilience. So there you have it, the invaluable lessons my grandpa learned from surviving the Great Depression. From resourcefulness and resilience to embracing hope, helping others, and maintaining adaptability, these lessons helped him not just survive a period of extreme hardship, but thrive in the face of adversity. The Great Depression may have been one of the toughest times in history, but it also taught him, and all of us, how to face life's challenges with strength, creativity, and optimism. These are the lessons that have shaped my grandpa's life, and I hope they resonate with you as well. No matter what struggles you may face today, remember that you have the resilience, the adaptability, and the resourcefulness to overcome them. Life is full of challenges, but if you keep a positive outlook and stay open to solutions, you can make it through even the hardest times. My grandpa's life is proof that tough times don't define us. They refine us, and they help us build the character we need to succeed in the future. Try it now. Take a moment today to reflect on the lessons my grandpa learned and think about how you can apply them to your own life. Whether it's being more resourceful, staying hopeful, or helping someone in need, take action today. By applying these principles, you'll not only get through difficult times, but come out stronger on the other side. If you found this video inspiring, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might benefit from these timeless lessons, and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Secrets for more powerful life lessons from those who've lived it all. Let's continue learning from the wisdom of our elders, and let these lessons guide us as we face the challenges in our own lives. Until next time, take care, stay resilient, and remember, no matter the situation, there is always hope, and you can always find a way to move forward.